Hey guys, I've been thinking about this line lately. A person needs to live with vigor, otherwise, what's the point? End of the day, a man's gotta shake his balls. I mean, what a line. It got stuck in my head, got me thinking, what does it actually feel like to really shake my balls? Not just say it, not just post it, but go out there and do it. That's why I'm here at the Yalu, the liquid border between China and North Korea, the deadliest river in Northeast Asia, and I can't think of a better spot to earn my own ball-shaking moment. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swim across this son of a bitch, straight into North Korea. So, how did I get here? In October 2023, I went to the bank of the Yalu River to cover a story about the Korean Chinese. Now, most people don't realize there's a Korean autonomous prefecture in China just north of North Korea. It's over 35% the size of North Korea, 43% the size of South Korea, and home to over 1 million ethnic Koreans. It is a land of legends. If you're still old school and don't mind sitting through hour-long deep dives into real-life K-dramas, feel free to check this one out. Anyway, it was that filming expedition that brought me here. You see, normally, when I show up somewhere new to film for a couple of days, I engage in some sort of reconnaissance, which usually involves me riding a bicycle. But because I'm an idiot, I was doing this with one hand on the handlebar holding a tripod and the other holding my Insta360. Which is how this footage was taken. It was uncomfortable, it was precarious, and it was brilliant. Because from the riverbank, you can see it. North Korea. And it looks wrong. Its riverbank is full of these silent gray houses that make Chernobyl look like a kindergarten. I mean, if these houses are not haunted, I don't know what haunted means. Every now and then you will see a kid run past the window or a single light flicker on, and it honestly just makes it even more terrifying. Feels like I'm looking at a scene from that 2003 South Korean classic, Salini Tsuo, Memories of Murder. Only this time, the landscape is broken by a fleet of sand diggers out on the water. I'd never seen a sand digger before this trip. They are loud, they never stop. I spotted a guy on a boat, just him and his dog, and I felt bad for him instantly. Imagine being stuck on a loud, vibrating metal boat, straddling the line between China and North Korea, and your only friend is a dog that doesn't understand communism. If I were him, I'd go nuts by day one. But then again, who am I to judge? I'm the guy standing on the opposite bank filming them for the internet. Honestly, enough bad-mouthing. Who knows? Given the number of videos I've made about North Korea over the years, maybe, just maybe, General Kim has secretly become a regular viewer, clicking likes every night. You never know. So yeah, just in case. Please don't send one of those big black boats for me. I will do whatever you say. You don't want to see your granddad's middle school no more. Okay, I'll take that one down. You're tired of that famine story. I'll take it down for you too. Just please leave me alone. In stark contrast, the Chinese bank is bustling. It's a carnival of activity. People are playing cards, swinging tennis balls, and fishing with everything. Boats, nets, fancy rods, and I'm not even kidding, actual cameras. Gotta say there were some pretty big fish in that river. Funny ones too, all kinds of fish. But then, I saw something that made me nearly fly off my bike. I saw people in the water. My first thought, has the world gone mad? Are these guys defecting to North Korea? But no, turns out they were just a bunch of dadushkas, men in their 50s and 60s going hard at it in the current. Then the second thought hit me. Is this even safe? I mean, this is quite literally the wildest thing I've ever seen. On the other side, there are literal snipers in watchtowers ready to ventilate anyone who touches their secret motherland. But these dadushkas, zero fucks given. I was so shocked I posted not one but 2 stories on Instagram. And as I biked on and on, I found something even more bizarre. A whole freaking swimming club, right next to a sign that says, "Do not swim in the Yalu." Law says you can't swim. I see a lot of lawbreakers out there. Honestly, to this day, I still don't get how they pulled it off. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I asked them if they were worried about getting shot. And they told me as long as I don't set foot on the North Korean soil, I should be fine. I hope they are not lying to me. And that got me thinking. If these granddads can do it in broad daylight every single day, how hard could it really be? But the day I picked to swim the Yalu was nothing like this. It was cold, gray, and I had other problems to deal with. I didn't bring any swimming gear. All I had were these old alma mater trunks, souvenir shorts made for a heated pool in a gentrified neighborhood somewhere in California, not for a special operation in the wild, unmarked border river. But thanks to my unshakable cheerfulness and unparalleled ingenuity, I managed to borrow all the necessary equipment for the journey, which included a pair of goggles that turned my already tiny eyes into slits, and a pink swim buoy. I mean, it does not get any pinker than this. This is the pinkest pink I've ever seen in my life. But look at the bright side. If I did drown on a gray day like today, the rescue team would spot my body in seconds. And now, after a cold shower at the swimming club, I was ready. By the way, this is important fieldwork for me. As someone who doesn't believe in things written on paper or heard from podcasts, I find that doing it myself the best way to clarify things. So, to truly understand what North Korean defectors had to go through 2 decades ago, or what Korean War refugees had to go through 7 decades ago, I find it absolutely necessary to cross it myself. The only difference is that those Koreans were swimming toward China, and I'm about to do the opposite. After explaining I was a good athlete, jogging 5 miles every day, running a half marathon every month.
他一天跑7公里，他就一天跑7公里。
然后我每月跑1次半马，这身体应该没问题啊。
What I really needed were a few supportive words telling me that what I was doing was the right thing.
两回事。和他2回事。有个变，2回事。哎，就在这个和他游到这个距离就行，别游远了啊。 这个流是往下流的，我知道，他指引我。谁跟你？谁跟他有？3个。然后我就不跑了，我跟你讲，没事，我游行。
As the old-timers debated who was experienced enough to guide me, and who was strong enough to save me, I waded into the river.
别着急，慢点。
凉不凉？凉。不要慌，把气儿知道要慌。
The moment I hit the water, my brain reset. It wasn't just cold, it was bone-crushingly cold, and the current was much, much stronger than what I expected. Still, I dug in, determined to complete the challenge.
还敢游3点5。
But as I was stroking toward the other side, I realized this river was pulling me under with a force that was biblical. For people who have never swum in a wild river, this may be difficult to understand. I wasn't being dramatic. Just treading water to stay in place drained every last bit of energy I had. People love to say, go with the flow. Let me tell you something. Don't. If you go with the flow here, you lose control of your life. Like, literally. Anyway, as I neared what felt like the midpoint of the midpoint of the midpoint of my journey, the temperature dropped even further. Every inch of my skin, every muscle went numb and unresponsive. It felt like a giant, icy knife was cutting my lower body in two. And as you can see, the strong current just kept pushing me off the screen. Very quickly my strokes became labored, my muscles aching with the cold. The North Korean shore seemed to recede further with each kick and pull, like a mirage made of concrete and sadness. With a heavy frozen heart, I finally decided to abort the mission. I had to turn back before some fishermen found me dead in the Yellow Sea. I was so cold and so blind, I couldn't even see the 1 foot long snot dangling from my nose.
That's not even North Korea, it's just one of the river islands. And I'm completely exhausted. Can't feel my legs. So fucking hard, man. Jesus, how did these people do it? 好，谢谢。Don't think I'm gonna do it again. Nope.
So, jokes aside, I was not exaggerating when I called the Yalu the deadliest river in Northeast Asia. It has the highest body count of any stretch of water in the region. For thousands of years, this river has been swallowing people. Jurchens, Khitans, Mongols, Manchus, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, Russians, Americans, they've all fought, bled, and died in this river. During the North Korean famine, people would just be walking along and see corpses floating by like they were pieces of driftwood. Death here is not an event, it is constant. But the river's darkest chapter was written 7 decades ago in November 1950. In a single week, around 2,000 Korean refugees died on these very bridges. 7 days, 2,000 lives. I'm over here crying about the cold, while 76 years ago, people were losing everything. Their families, their homes, their futures on those bridges.
Behind me is the Yalu Broken Bridge. Like many buildings in Northeast China and the Korean Peninsula, this one was also designed and constructed by the Empire of Japan. It was opened in October 1911, the first bridge across the Yalu River. With its completion, the southern Korean port of Busan became connected by rail all the way to Calais, France. In April 1937, Japan built an even bigger bridge, which is right over here. This one is still working. It is known as the Sino-Korean Friendship Bridge. Originally, the broken bridge consisted of 12 truss spans supported by the stone foundation in the riverbed. During the Korean War, the United States Air Force repeatedly bombed these two bridges to disrupt transportation of Chinese troops and supplies into North Korea. On November 8, 1950, over 100 B-29s were sent here and bombed these two bridges. 6 days later, another 34 bombers attacked here, killing hundreds of North Korean civilians who were on the bridge trying to flee from the war. And countless people drowned in the icy Yalu. In the end, the United States severely damaged the bridge behind me, except for the 4 spans on the Chinese side. From then on, it became known as the Yalu Broken Bridge. The bridge was never rebuilt. The remaining 4 spans on the Chinese side were transformed into a walkway, a historical site, and a wonderful place to see North Korea.
Over 70 years have passed since the Korean War ended, yet today the world is once again engulfed in conflict. From Eastern Europe to the Middle East, each war drags on, each one leaves its scars, and we all bear the weight of the consequences. We think we're experiencing history, but in reality, we're just tourists in a graveyard. The river was here long before us, and will be here long after we're gone, carrying the weight of what we have done to each other.
So crossing the Yalu River seems quite unlikely, because even for a professional swimmer, it takes at least 10 minutes to swim from this shore to one of North Korea's river islands. And from there, they have to cross the river islands to the other side, and they have to swim again. And by that time, they will be so exhausted they couldn't move their body. So it's quite unlikely for any North Koreans to cross the Yalu River. But things are very different for the Tumen River.
If you want to know how and why North Korean defectors actually crossed into China during the famine, feel free to check out this video.
Alright, that's a wrap.